Good morning, everyone. Salute. This is Mark Fuller, Free World Order. Another video archive for you. Beautiful Saturday morning. I got some good content for you this morning. A great topic of discussion. Thank you for those of you subscribing to the YouTube channel, liking us on Facebook, engaging in the posts, engaging on the videos on YouTube. Thank you for those who have joined us and have got themselves a monthly contribution plan, helping us raise the first $1 billion in order to build the first resource-based city on the planet. What we're looking to do through the Free World Order is to raise money that we will use to purchase the necessary resources and to put together the necessary people to have the team in place in order to actually build the first resource-based city on the planet. This city is going to serve as a blueprint for what's possible and also for what is to come. The Venus Project has laid out a very powerful foundation for where we can start from in order to execute and apply the methods of science and technology in a manner that will allow us to utilize the resources of our planet intelligently enough to provide for every human being. That's the basis of what it is that we're doing. We want to make everything for everyone free, everything available without a price tag. That's the objective. What I want to talk about today, the topic is going to be how will science and technology free everyone on the planet? How will science and technology create freedom for everyone on the planet? In the world that we know of right now, when we think about science and technology, we tend to separate science and technology from the paradigm that we're in. We don't look at it in terms of, the way that science and technology are moving, that we're an actual part of it. We look at it as, well, there are certain companies that have the technology to do things. Hold on one second. We tend to look at things from the perspective of, there are companies that have access to technology, patents, copyrights for technology that has not even been introduced yet. And this is true to some degree, but in actuality, what is providing all of the new technology that we have available to us right now, for example, the phone that I'm on recording this video with, the technology that exists to make that possible, where I can record a video, it records the audio, it's an actual phone, so people can make calls on it, and at the same time I can record audio and video all simultaneously. Now that technology exists, right? Companies figure out a way to make the technology available to the masses through the monetary system. In other words, they create a product, and that product is going to be something that they sell, but they're only going to sell it if they can sell it at a profit. You understand? In other words, the materials that's needed to produce the phones, as far as mass production, those materials are what the company will need to purchase in order to manufacture the phone. And once they manufacture the phone, they have to figure out what their cost of production is, and then that determines if there's going to be a profit that's generated when they sell the phone. Now, that process that they use to figure out whether they're going to distribute that product is unfortunately determined by the monetary system, because it's using the price model. So in other words, all right, how much does the aluminum cost? How much does the plastic and the fiberglass cost? How much does the silver content and, you know, the whatever metals that we're using in these phones, how much does that cost? How much is all of these various materials costing us? All right, so it costs, say, $30 per phone. By the time we estimate how much it's going to cost us, then we add on whatever other additional expenses that we're going to be, that they're going to be, energy that's used, you know, in the plant, whatever the costs are. By the time it's all said and done, let's say it costs $45 a phone. Now they have to market the phone. In other words, they got to advertise that phone to the general public. That's more marketing expense. So that ups the cost from $45 to $60, right? This is even before they go into production. They're figuring these things out beforehand. All right, so once they figure out how much that's going to cost, so boom, our cost of production, including marketing and advertising, is $60 a phone. So now we want to make X amount of profit beyond that $60, right? Let's say we want to make $300 of profit. So the price of the phone, when you see it in the store, is going to be somewhere around $400. Now they're passing on the cost of production, and they're passing on their cost for marketing, and they're also including their margin of profit all in the price of the phone when they sell it to you, right? This entire process is actually keeping technology and the methods of science back from us, because they will only execute that plan, and they will only produce and manufacture a product that they can make money off of, that they can generate a profit beyond the cost of production from. And that process is what keeps science and technology from being unleashed to humanity. So just think about it. If they got phones right now that have all of these great cameras, the technology is improving on every phone, you know, the video quality, the camera quality, the audio quality, all of these extra features that they're adding, it's constantly improving, right? So with it constantly improving, that means that we know that the technology is already there beforehand. They didn't just discover the technology. They might have years worth of technology already on the shelf, just waiting, that they are not using yet because they have not figured out how to generate a profit from that technology as of yet. And this is what keeps back science and technology from really bringing us in society to a level where we are able to benefit at the highest level from the technology that is available to us right now. We're not experiencing the technology that's currently available to us. We're only experiencing the technology that they release to us. There's a difference. This is not going to be the case within a resource-based economy. And this is what I advocate, a resource-based system. Because if we're using a resource-based system, the only question is, do we have the resources? The question is not how much will it cost to produce. You see what I'm saying? There's a major difference. Do we have the resources necessary to produce and to manufacture this good to the people that want this good? And everything is done through surveys of information. You find out what it is that people want. You find out how many people want whatever that thing is. And then you'll know and have an idea of what amount to produce based on what people desire to have. You see what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't want the same thing. So a lot of people are questioning, well, how do you know how much to produce? Well, no one is making the decision on what to produce or how many to produce. What arrives at that decision is the information obtained from a survey. Just like before a company releases a product, they do a survey in the marketplace to find out how many people are even interested in the product. But the problem becomes, well, we have 1 million people that want this product. How much is it going to cost us financially, and how much money are we going to be able to make off of each product when we sell it? That is in the way. That's the problem right there that's holding back technology and science from the world. So within a resource-based system, we're not going to have that problem anymore, because it's not going to be contingent upon whether or not a profit will be generated to determine whether a product or service will be made available. You see the difference? Instead, we'll figure out whether or not we actually have the resources available to produce and meet the demands of the people that desire to have whatever that thing is. Huge difference. And the resource-based system is what will unleash science and technology and really free us as people, as human beings on this planet. You know, there right now are people in various countries that are starving to death from malnutrition. Their children are dying from starvation. All of that is unnecessary, and it's showing the failure of all of these systems that we're utilizing within various governments across the planet. Different countries that are, you know, have their government structure in place and their political system in place. You know, these places are being controlled by really the westernized world, because armament and the military is used to basically control the masses of people and keep them at bay. And is this what we really want for ourselves as humanity? So we collectively have to take a stand, and we have to move in a different direction that's going to free us from the confines of a monetary system, which ultimately is how they control you, using military force. You know, technology is being used to create weapons of destruction instead of weapons of production. We don't want to destroy things. We want to produce new things and make life easier for other people. The more effective that we're able to do that, the less crime, the less war, the less poverty, homelessness, and bullshit we're going to see in the world. By default, we don't even have to try to do anything extra. Just doing that alone is going to create a better world, because we're utilizing a system that has concern for all people at the helm, at the forefront. You know, so it's a major difference. If any of you agree with the direction that we're moving in, as far as making things available to all human beings on our planet instead of just a few people, if you agree with that, join us. Get yourself a monthly contribution plan, $1 a month. That's all it takes. Millions of us contributing to this direction will allow us to raise the money that we need in order to build the first resource-based city. And as we do that, we're just going to show how obsolete what we're doing now is. The best way to show how, you know, how bad something is by showing the alternative to it, by actually showing it, not talking about it. I talk about it because it hasn't happened yet. But my speech and my rhetoric is in order to show people and provoke people's thoughts to get to thinking about the fallacies of the current paradigm that we're in, so that you'll actually think about shit and start realizing, you know what, we do need an alternative to this shit, because it doesn't work for every person on the earth. If it doesn't work for every person in your country, if it doesn't work for every person in your community, how could it possibly work for every person on the planet? You see what I'm saying? And there's no reason why it shouldn't be working for every person in the community where you live right now. It doesn't work. So we have the alternative. It's already here. TheVenusProject.com is where you can go to get more information about this direction. FreeWorldOrder is raising the money to be able to build the first city. That's what our mission is. So start with $1 a month. You know, that money is going to be used towards our first goal of $1 billion in order to build the first city. It's really that simple. I don't make it more complicated than that, because it's not more complicated than that. You know, if millions of us basically latch on to this idea and we all move in tandem, I mean, $1 a month is no money at all. It's not even like, it's painless, but it will mean so much if everyone is doing it, and it's for a cause that is for the benefit of all people, not just a charity. This is not just for one cause. This is for the cause of changing the paradigm of humanity and making things available to everyone. There's a big difference. All right. So if you agree with that, contribute, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, friend me on Facebook, and let's go. All right. Mark Fuller. You guys take care. Peace and love. God bless. Deuce.